Hey everyone, welcome. Today we're diving into this really powerful story. It's about a young girl, her amazing dream, and this incredible eagle. And trust me, it's a story that might just get you thinking about your own goals. So let's jump right in.
So I want to kick things off with a big question for you. Just think about this for a second. Can one young girl really change a tradition that's been around for 1,000 years? Well, let's find out together.
Okay, so here's what we've got lined up. First, we'll meet this amazing girl and her dream. Then, we'll follow her journey. We'll pick up some key words from the story, look at the ancient tradition she took on, and finally, talk about the awesome message of courage she has for all of us.
All right, let's get into it. Our story starts with this incredible young girl. Her name is Айшолпан.
And here she is. This is Айшолпан. She's just 13 years old, and she's from a nomadic Kazakh family living way out in the beautiful, remote mountains of Mongolia. You know, her story is so amazing that they actually made a whole documentary film about her called The Eagle Huntress.
So Айшолпан had this really specific dream. You know, she wasn't dreaming of being a pop star or an astronaut or anything like that. Nope. She wanted to be just like her dad and her grandpa. She wanted to become an eagle hunter. And get this, that was a skill that for hundreds and hundreds of years was something only boys were allowed to do.
So you might be wondering, how does a dream like that actually become a reality? Well, let's take a look at her journey and see exactly how she made it happen.
Her journey, you could say, had a few clear steps. It all started with that big dream, right? That dream led to some really intense training with her dad. And all that training got her ready for the next big thing, entering a competition. And what came after that? Well, incredible success.
And let me tell you, this was not easy. It was seriously hard work. I mean, just imagine, you're out there in the freezing snow, the wind is just biting at you, and then comes the real test. She wasn't just practicing, she was actually competing in a festival against grown men. These were masters, guys who'd been doing this their whole lives. So yeah, she had to be super strong, really brave, and just totally focused.
You know, Ayşolpan's story is packed with some pretty big ideas. So let's just pause for a second and go over a few key words. They'll really help us understand her story even better.
Okay, first up is the word inspirational. When something is inspirational, it makes you feel really hopeful, like you can go out and do something great. And Ayşolpan's story, it's totally inspirational. It makes you believe you can chase your own dreams too.
All right, next word, challenge. A challenge is just something new and difficult that you have to work really hard at. And for Ayşolpan, competing against all those experienced men was a huge challenge. It took every bit of her determination.
Now, she didn't do all this alone. She had support. And support is simply the help and encouragement that people give you. Her dad, he was her biggest supporter. He believed in her and was right there with her, training her every step of the way.
And our last word is self-belief. And honestly, this one is so important. It's basically trusting in yourself. It's that little voice inside your head that tells you, you know what? I can do this. Ayşolpan had so much self-belief. She trusted her own abilities, even when other people might not have.
Okay, so now that we have those words down, let's talk about what makes Ayşolpan's story so groundbreaking. Because it wasn't just about learning a cool, difficult skill. It was about the tradition she was stepping into.
So check this out. For more than 1,000 years, the Kazakh people have passed down this incredible skill of hunting with golden eagles. This is way more than just a hobby for them. It's a really deep, important part of their culture. And for generations, it was always passed from a father to his son, no exceptions.
So you can really see the big contrast here, right? On one side, you have this ancient tradition carried on by men for centuries and centuries. And on the other side, you have Ayşolpan, a 13-year-old girl who, with her family's support, just stepped right up and started a brand new chapter. She basically proved that it's courage that matters, not if you're a boy or a girl.
So as you can probably tell by now, this is so much more than just a story about a girl and her eagle. It's about something way bigger. Let's really dig into the message her story has for all of us.
Ayşolpan isn't just an eagle huntress. She became a symbol of being strong and brave. And her story, her personal win, it shows all of us something really powerful.
You know, at the end of the movie about her, there's a song, and the lyrics say it perfectly. You can do anything. And that, right there, is the heart of Ayşolpan's story. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you're from.
So what are the big takeaways here? What do we learn from Ayşolpan? Well, first, courage. Having the guts to try something hard. Second, self-belief, that power of believing in yourself. And third, breaking stereotypes. Challenging those old ideas about what people are supposed to do.
And that brings everything right back to you. Ayşolpan chased her dream with a ton of courage, and she completely changed her world. So I want to leave you with this question to think about. What's a dream that you would chase with courage?